Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of a whole bunch of seasons of Family Guy. It looks like we got 14 seasons here with all three of these box sets here. We've got Part 1, which is volumes 1 through 5, Part 2, which is volumes 6 through 10, and then finally Part 3, which is seasons 10 through 14. So they released these kind of weird. These have all been released individually, of course. This newest reissue here is just kind of putting all these volumes in these sets, so you can buy them all in bulk and at one time. So, but they released these kind of weird. They started issuing these in volumes when they started, and so the seasons kind of like were kind of mismatched and stuff. But then finally they got around to season 10, and then I guess they started releasing it by season. So that's kind of an weird way that they did it, but it's not like a big deal or anything. That's just how how they decided to do it. But anyways, I've kind of been holding off on buying Family Guy on DVD. It's a show that I really enjoy, and I've kind of wanted to pick these up on DVD, but when they were first released in the box sets, I'm like, nah, I don't really care to buy these because the show's not done yet, and I usually like to wait until shows, are finally canceled, and then eventually they usually release the complete series on DVD or whatever. And I know Family Guy is a super popular show and everything, but I just didn't care to invest in those right off the bat. And I got really close to starting to buy these on the individual volume releases when they reissued them in the slim packaging, so each volume was in a standard DVD case, and so I wanted to buy a few of them, and I just still kind of held off, and I'm glad I did, because now we have these, which I didn't even know these were coming out until like a week before I saw them online, and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and buy those, I guess, because it's, it's a reissue in, slim packaging, because if you were to buy all of these individually, volumes 1 through 5, and the rest of them, it would take a little bit more shelf space than this does with all of these in one. Plus, it's a fairly good deal. I got these each on Amazon for about $30, so it's not like the greatest deal ever, but you're looking at like, I don't know, what is it, $6 or $7 per volume, which isn't terrible by any means. So yeah, pretty cool. The only thing I don't care too much for about this packaging is that, and I've run across this a lot, but these big plastic cases, they're easily damaged, and like even in mine there's little tiny little plastic bits floating around, so I hope that none of these have any like damage or anything, and there aren't any floating discs, but I'm gonna take the chance and open them, and we'll see what happens, I guess, with that. But anyways, otherwise these are really cool releases from what I can tell so far. We'll go ahead and open it up first before I really start to comment on it, I guess. But here's a look at the front artwork for Part 1, which is volumes 1 through 5. Now, the artwork is not like super fancy or anything. You get more detail if you buy these individually. The cool thing is that they do have the box set artwork on the back here, so that's kind of cool as well. Little description here, and it also includes special features from the volumes 1 through 5. So, essentially these are probably the exact same discs that you would get if you were to buy these individually. They're just repackaged all in one case here. So we'll go ahead and open up Part 1 here first. We'll take a look at what's inside. And the other thing I don't like too much about this either is the way that this plastic covering of the artwork here. There's a lot of like open space from the top here. I'm not sure why it's like that, but kind of unfortunate. But that's that's just me being kind of nitpicky, I guess. So I'll take this out first of all. And unfortunately, it looks like they really made these discs generic, so you don't get the same disc art as you would for the individual releases, unfortunately. But that's that's all part of getting this budget pack, I guess. So, but anyways, it does have inside artwork, which basically is just an episode list for each of the discs, which which is a really, really useful thing that they included. It's kind of hard to see here. I don't like the font that they used. It's, you know, the white and yellow against the blue. It's not super clear to make it out, I guess. But, you know, whatever. I can still read it. It might be a little hard to see on the camera here. But it lists, for every disc it has the episodes, and then it has the special features included as well. So for each volume anyways, I don't know if, you know, all of the special features on this one, for example, are on disc 3, but it's part of volume 4 anyways. So there's that, and then we have the discs right here, and everything looks fine from what I can tell so far. Like I said, there's, like, right here, let's see if I can pick this out, just a little plastic bit floating around in the case. I don't know where it came from or what it broke off from, but anyways, we'll take a look at the discs here. This is disc 1 from volume 1, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4, and then disc 1 from volume 2, disc 2, disc 3, and then disc 1, volume 3, disc 2, disc 3, and then we got disc 1 from volume 4, disc 2, disc 3, volume 5, disc 1, 2, and 3. So really, let's see, nothing, let's see, this is a little bit broken here, but I'm sure I can fix that. But nothing like really spectacular to see inside the packaging, unfortunately. No disc artwork. So that's kind of a shame, but I really like that they put the episode lists in here. That's really good, and allows you to see what you know, what episode you want to see from each disc. And, you know, just overall a good budget way to buy all of these, I think. So so far I'm a fan of what I'm seeing here. So next we'll go on to part 2, which is volumes 6 through 10. Here's the front artwork on this, and then the spine, and then the back, and then again it has the artwork for each of the volumes, which is cool. And there's that. So, you know, basically they made these all the same, so nothing, I'm not expecting anything different inside here compared to the first volume. So we'll just kind of quickly get into this here. And we'll open it up, take this out first, see if I can pull it out there. And then we have the episode list on this one, and this one has, you know, just a little bit better contrast in my opinion. So there you can see the episode lists, volume 6, 7, 8, and then finally 9 and 10 over here, and it does list the special features as well. And you can kind of see this logo here, Amaray, so that's the style of case that they chose to go with. And yet again, as you can see right here, little floating plastic bit in there. But fortunately, I don't see any floating discs around. So here's volume 6, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, and then volume 7, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, volume 8, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, volume 9, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, and then finally volume 10, disc 1, disc 2, we got a blank spot here, and then finally disc 3. So there we go, and that takes care of that volume, or that part I should say, which contains 5 volumes. And then now we have the final one here, part 3, which includes seasons 10 through 14. So here we'll take a look at the artwork. Here it is. And here's the spine. And then the back, where again we have the artwork from the individual releases. And we'll go ahead and open this one up. Alright, so same thing inside here, nothing really special to see, so I'll just set that off to the side. We'll take a look again, and this one, you can definitely see these a lot better than the first volume for sure. I like the contrast just a bit better. So there it is, just the episode list with the special features. There it is. And then finally we'll take a quick look at the discs here. So we got Season 10, Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3, Season 11, Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3, and then Season 12, Disc 1, Disc 2 and Disc 3, Season 13, Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3, and then finally Season 14, Disc 1, Disc 2, a gap there, and then Disc 3, and that takes care of everything. So there you have it. Yeah, so nothing really else to say. These are the latest Family Guy releases, containing, you know, 5 volumes or 5 seasons per set. They're about $30 on Amazon. You can also get it, I think, at Walmart. I don't know where else. It's probably available elsewhere. I haven't seen these in any stores except for FYE, but any of the big box stores hasn't shown up from what I can tell. I wouldn't be surprised to see these at Walmart or something eventually. This seems like a pretty good Walmart item. You know, Walmart's been selling a lot of box sets like this with, you know, complete series and just a lot of volumes and things like that, and they have like a special section for them and everything. So I would not be surprised to see those there eventually, you know, for around 30, 35 bucks, you know, somewhere in that ballpark. But, you know, that remains to be seen. We'll just have to see. But here's what they're going to look like on the shelf. You know, looks pretty cool. And, you know, I'm pretty happy to finally have these on DVD, so these will be fun to check out. I really like Family Guy, especially kind of the earlier episodes. You know, I kind of like, you know, the very first seasons were kind of like, you know, the artwork's kind of weird. It's, you know, it's kind of weird, but, you know, once you get into kind of the middle, the later volumes, kind of in the middle here, really good stuff, at least in my opinion, but that's just me. So, but anyways, there it is. Family Guy box sets, the latest release here in February 2019. I think this is a good way to go if you're looking to get these kind of all at once. If you want more of the artwork stuff, you're more of a collector and you want to get the individual seasons, you can do that too. And those really aren't too expensive either, at least for the earlier ones. Some of the later ones might be, but I don't know. But at least I think with those you get like disc art and everything, so that might be an option to think about. But anyways, there it was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys are wondering if I'm going to collect like The Simpsons or anything like that, you know, other ones like this, you know, probably not unless they started releasing The Simpsons on DVD in a similar way as this. But The Simpsons is another one that just keeps going and going, and the way they've been releasing DVDs for that show is kind of weird. So I'm not collecting that one, the seasons on DVD yet. Maybe someday, we'll see. But for now, I've got Family Guy, so that's pretty cool. I also got South Park on Blu-ray now because they did a very similar thing to this. They released the seasons 1 through 5 and 6 through 10 on Blu-ray, so I have those. So as long as they keep releasing them like this, I'll probably pick them up. So I really like how they're doing this, where you can kind of buy them in bulk for a pretty reasonable price and in the slimmest possible packaging. So anyways, there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next video.